Alright, what's up YouTube? So I haven't made a video in so long, and well yeah, I found a new game called Hive Up and I really like it. I'm gonna start making videos for this game. Before I start the video, I got a message from an admin telling me that if I get 5,000 subscribers, then I will be implemented into their team of YouTubers. So yeah, please subscribe to this channel, and yeah, let's get directly to the video. So all this information I'm getting is straight from the wiki. I'll put the link in the description down below, but yeah, let's get directly into it. So in this video, we're gonna be talking about every single thing that you need to know about bees. So we're gonna talk about how to collect bees, what type of bees there are, mutations, and what's the best bee to get and rely on. Currently, there are like 7 bees in the game. It's relatively new, but updates are gonna come pretty fast, and yeah, let's get directly into it. So I'm gonna explain first off the information. So bees are the base of your honey production. So in order to make money, you need bees, and depending on what type of bee that you have, they'll give you a different type of skill set and ability that could increase your production of honey, which allows you to make more money. Each beehive houses a bee colony, and each hive can only house one type of bee, so you're gonna have to have multiple types of hive, and all bees have a 20% chance of stinging you when you are taking the frames out of their hive. Each hive is gonna have a bee inside of it, and in order to collect the honey, you're gonna have to put 6 type of frames. Each frame costs $10 at the shop, which you can get at the dealer, and then you just wait over time. Bees will pollinate the flower, bring it back to the hive, and create honey. Bees pollinate flowers in just 3 to 5 seconds before taking off to turn into honey. But be aware, wasps might try to steal your frames, and you don't want that, so you gotta make sure that you put the lid on top. It is really important that you put the lid on top. I've actually been attacked only once. If you don't put the lid on top of your hive, these wasps will literally go to your place and steal your money, and you don't want that. So all you have to do to prevent that is just putting on the lid. Every hive has a queen bee who is responsible for maintaining the bee colony. The queen bee doesn't collect nectar but lays eggs whenever the hive contains fewer than 7 bees. The queen bee just produces bees, and that's pretty much it. It really does nothing, it just stays in there. It looks really nice. Alright, I'm gonna just start talking about every type of bee. There's 7 again. So first we got the basic bee. It's a starter bee with only 8 to 12 speed, pretty decent, with spawn rate of 58, so it's fairly common. And the trees normally just look like, well, a normal tree. They normally blend in looking as wasps, but you can definitely find it out if you just get closer. You start with the basic bee. The bee is perfect for starting off your honey production journey. So that's what it says about the basic bee. Next we have the petal bee. So the petal bee should just look pink, and the tree should just look pink. That's all you have to do. Just go, just zoom out of your screen whenever there's a new bee event coming, and then you can just see if a tree is purple or pink. And yeah, the petal bee has a 16% spawn rate with a speed of 10 to 14, and the ability, it boosts speed of nearby bees to 1 to 3, so 1 to 3, the range of 1 to 3, improving honey production. It has ability that has a cooldown of 10 to 40 seconds with a radius of 6, and basically it just increases the hive's efficiency. So I'm pretty sure, I was talking to an admin about this, but the way how it works is if a bee is next to the petal bee, that's how it works. It's not based on the hive, so you don't just put the you can't just put the petal bee hive next to other hives and it won't increase it. So apparently, according to, I forgot his name, but admin that told me, petal bee has to be near another bee. It's not the beehive but a bee for it to work. So yeah, the range is around the petal bee. Alright, next we have the ice bee. So same thing as the pink bee or the petal bee. You have to look for a tree that's, blue. That's it. Just a blue tree. Those are the 2 easiest, bees to find out which ones are which. Petal bees and ice bees should be your most easiest to find because, the trees just turn colors and you can just find them out because of that. So yeah, information about the ice bee. There's an 8% spawn rate, so half the spawn rate of the petal bee with a speed of 6 to 10. So it's relatively slow. So this is really, really slow. It's meant for its buffs. So the ability, this bee adds an ice flavor to the flower it pollinates. This effect has a long duration of 30 to 50 seconds. The moment another bee collects pollen from the ice pollinated flower, the bee creates a ice honey, which is 3 times more the normal value. These bees are rare but highly valued for getting more profit out of their honey. So yeah, the bee just gives extra multiplier. So yeah, that's just the multiplier to put it onto. You can just calculate it. I'll make probably a different video or probably make it in this video. But yeah, let's move on to the next one. We have 4 more. The wood bee. The wood bee has a 5% chance of spawning with a speed of 9 to 13, so it's alright, like, you know, kind of fast, kind of medium. But the ability creates a small tree inside your plot. All flowers within a radius of 10 are transformed into wood, enhancing their value by 2 times, which is pretty nice. So yeah, I'm pretty sure that's a base multiplier. I don't know 100% yet, but from what I've noticed, the cooldown for the wood bee is like the best. It's really good and it always stays. Show you guys, you know, what's the best bee in a bit. For the wood bee, it is the most, in my opinion, one of the most hardest bees to find out, because you're gonna have to look really close to the trees that you want to look for the wood bee. I feel like wood bees are really needed into your farm, but yeah, again, they're pretty hard to find because there's really no indicator for them. Whenever you try looking for them, they literally are just wood. They are brown colored and they just hide underneath a branch, and it's really hard to find them. But if you get lucky, you know, you should look for them, probably find them. But how I got them was not really even caring, and you know, I just randomly ran into one, and yeah, I got 2 wood bees now. I used to have 3, but I accidentally released one, so it kind of sucks. Next we have the cloud bee. So the cloud bee can sometimes transform into a thunder bee and striking lightning. So if the lightning hits a flower, it gains the shock mutation, granting the flower a 5-time multiplier boost as a 3% spawn rate, 1 percentage, and a speed of 8 to 12. So not that bad. Next we have the bumblebee. The bumblebee has a 7% chance of spawning with a 10 to 12 speed. So the bumblebee places a bubble on its flower. When another bee collects it from a bubbled flower, they will skip waiting to pollinate it immediately and return to fill the honey. So that's really good. It basically just makes production way faster. Yeah, it's really nice. Another thing that they don't talk about inside, you know, the Wikipedia, is I found this out from, again, another admin, and they told me that, well, the bumblebee actually gives 2 times multiplier. So if you do have the bumblebee, you'll notice inside your hive there's bubbles inside the hive. That indicates that you know, that part of the frame has been pollinated. Yeah, the bumblebee does have a 2 times multiplier. But just one more thing, because it is raining, I've also noticed myself that when it rains, you have a higher chance of finding a bumblebee. So maybe if you look around, you probably find one. They're pretty rare, again, with a 7% chance. It's pretty rare. But what I've noticed when hunting for bumblebees, I've gotten so far 3 bumblebees so far, and I've learned that, you know, whenever you're just server hopping, you'll definitely find the bumblebee when it's raining, guaranteed. But not 100% guaranteed. Again, you're gonna have to keep on server hopping. Again, it's pretty rare, 7% chance. All right, lastly, we do have one more, which is the lightning bee. So it has a 5% spawn rate of a speed of 14 to 18, making it the fastest bee in the game. So the ability, the lightning bee is a secret bee that can be obtained with a 5% chance when lightning strikes a tree. It has a lightning dash ability, allowing it to dash quickly between flowers and hives, making it the fastest bee in the game. This is pretty rare. I'm not gonna lie, I haven't even seen a single one yet. I got unlucky, I don't know. I just believe the lightning bee probably is the rarest one. I currently do have all the bees besides the lightning. That's the only bee I've never gotten. I've gotten every single one. But yeah, let me just show you guys directly to my hive. Alright guys, we're back at my hive. So I will show you guys just a showcase around my base, or whatever you call it, my farm. Right here I have some frame boxes just ready to be used. I'll show you guys a video on how to collect honey faster, you know, quicker, and you know, that makes you make more money. Yeah. So right here we have the cloud bee. So I got really lucky. It's pretty funny. I was just in a public server and no one got the cloud bee with a 3% chance. That's pretty rare. Again, it's a public server, so anyone can just take it. The next cloud bee right here, I got another one. I got it in a private server. So if you guys did not know, you can actually go in your private server and keep on joining again and leaving and rejoining until you get the bees you want, which is pretty nice. You can't say that with the lightning bee because you do need thunder or lightning to happen. Right here we do have the ice bees. I'm planning on replacing them, not gonna lie. I'm trying to replace them with more bumblebees. But yeah, this is the ice bee, the one with that gives 3 times multiplier. No, actually, I'll open this real quick so you guys can check what's inside. But yeah, that's the queen bee right there, and yeah, this is all full. I'll probably like take all of the honey out soon. And right here I have my 3 bumblebees, so these all 3 should be bumblebees. So this is the loadout or layout that I have. I'm probably gonna change it because yes, it's pretty good, but I want to make it even better. But yeah, right here we have the bumblebee. So when I'm talking about the bumblebee multiplier, when it's not on the ability listed, you can actually see right here. You look closely. These actually, yeah, this is what I mean. These, like, you're not gonna see these in anyone else's like this. Our next, the last one that I do have is the wood bee. I would showcase the petal bee and the basic bee, but I'm not gonna lie, I'm gonna throw them away. They're pretty bad. You guys are wondering how to, you know, remove your bees. You gotta have these gloves that cost 10,000 at the shop right there. But yeah, let me show you guys this bee real quick. This is the wood bee. So if you notice around, I have 2 in the middle, and this is because I have 2 of them in the center surrounding with flowers. So no matter what, all of them will get the flower mutation. But I'm noticing the bad part of doing this is like there's gaps, so I just need to fix it up and it should be good. I'm planning on replacing one of them and just having it stick to one because you don't really need to. And that's how it looks like. It basically just spawns these small trees, and anything in the radius of it, I'm pretty sure with 10 blocks of radius, it gives it 2 times multiplier. So these bees do not look happy, they look really mad. And if you notice, they actually turn it brown. Like, take it out real quick. Close the lid. Yeah, these just look brown. They're just wood, and yeah, just 2 times the multiplier, not bad. Yep, that's the queen bee right there. Just right. Alright, that's literally all the bees in the game. Like, there's only 7 right now. Currently gonna keep on updating. Alright, so now we're just gonna move on directly to, you know, what is the best bee. So you might think, you know, the rare bees are better, you know. I mean, that is actually kind of true. I'm not gonna lie, the better bees have to be rare. Yeah, so currently I'm trying to just get the cloud bees, wood bees, bumblebee, and light. Petal bee honestly isn't really needed. I'm not gonna lie, you don't really need it. It only improves it by a little bit, and the cooldown is kind of crazy. 10 is 40 seconds for a small, you know. Boost is kind of bad. But yeah, I forgot to mention, there's Wasp in the game. I'm pretty sure I already talked about that, but if I can try and find it, that's a normal bee right here. Okay, so perfect. There's 2 swarms that just appeared. So first things first, yep, just like that, you already see one standing out. Immediately, once you like find that message in your private server, you can just zoom out and look for any colored trees. So the way how I do it is because it said there's 2 trees that have bees, I'll just look for 2 trees. So now that I know there's only 1 petal bee already, I just have to look for 1 more bee, and apparently, yeah, it's right here. It's literally right here. So that means that there's no other bees in the server. Again, what you can do to make it faster is just leave and rejoin your private server. So what you want to do, once you get this, you want to go underneath the beehive just like that. Make sure you're not like this, because the bee is gonna get out. And I did hear from a mod that if like the queen bee escapes, then it's not gonna count. But just like this, shake it out, close it, and yeah. So yeah, this is literally the petal bee tree. It like the ice one literally looks the exact same one. That's pretty much it, you know, no big difference. But if I get close to it again, just like that, yep, I just got 2 hives. I don't really need these, so I'm just gonna release them, honestly, just like this. I'm gonna get stung, but it's fine. Oh, this is really important. So the lightning bees, actually, whenever lightning strikes a tree, it becomes black. So that's all you have to know. Tree becomes black. Again, it's pretty rare. The bumblebee, the way how you know is bumblebee is if there's bubbles on the tree. So just like how this honeycomb right here has a bubble, right? The same exact bubble will be on a whole entire bush of like leaves. But the tricky thing is it's still pretty hard to find one, again, because a tree can actually end up only having 1 bubble, and I actually experienced that, which was pretty hard to find, and I managed to find it. But yeah, and the cloud bee, well, yeah, the whole tree is just white. That's how you can tell. The easiest ones to find out right away is the cloud bee, ice bee, and petal bee. You can just tell based on the color of the tree. But the difficult ones will definitely, and also the lightning one, but the difficult ones will definitely be, you know, the bubble tree and the wood bee and the basic bee. But I'm pretty sure you don't want to find the basic bee, but yeah. But last, before I end this video, so we do have the wasp. It's right here. They're pretty bad. They actually fly across the whole map. So just because you're like across the map, don't think you're safe. These wasps will literally just go to your base and just, you know, raid it and take your stuff. That's how it looks like. Pretty disgusting, you know. They do take your stuff, but yeah. Alright guys, so hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. Yeah, just please make sure to like and subscribe. I'm trying to get to 5,000 as fast as possible. and I do have a lot of hope for this game. Check out this game. It's brand new. If you guys haven't played it yet, play it. Link in the description down below. Please, again, subscribe, like to the video, and yeah, I'm gonna try making better content because like I'm going back to college and stuff. Yeah, I'll start, uploading more often about this game, and yeah, see you guys.